have.
I've been saying that I think Elon Musk believes he's president. I do.
Well, you've been calling him vice president.
I've called him vice president. I called him president because I don't know what JD is doing. Elon has very many, what do you call it?
Government contracts?
Government contracts.
Yeah.
I think, because I don't remember, maybe y'all heard it, but I don't remember looking for an armored car. And I don't remember, I don't care what it looks like. I don't remember asking for it. I don't know why I'm paying for it. Yesterday, Elon Musk took his son X to a press conference. I did not name the child.
Whoopi Goldberg is at it again. This time she set her sights on none other than Elon Musk, and things got way to escalated after her over and over critique. Well, Whoopi took a jab at Musk's son's name, yes, the famous X. He had a little fun pointing out the irony of a woman named Whoopi making fun of anyone's name. But beyond that, this exchange makes you think about the ongoing battle over free speech, media influence, and whether tech billionaires should be controlling platforms like X, formerly Twitter.
He took little X.
Funny. And little Instagram.
He doesn't know an Instagram.
He doesn't own Instagram. He just took little X with him.
Is Musk really this untouchable, power-hungry guy Whoopi claims he is? Or is Whoopi just mad that she and the rest of The View can't control the conversation anymore? Let's see how things turn out. Whoopi Goldberg, the woman, the legend, the controversy magnet. You and I both know her as the longtime host of The View, where she dishes out her opinions like they're hot pancakes at a Sunday brunch. But not everyone loves the taste. If you've ever watched The View or even just scrolled through Twitter, you know Whoopi doesn't hold back. She's got an EGOT, Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. Yes, all four, which is a pretty exclusive club. That means she's insanely talented. But these days, she's less known for her acting chops and more for her uncensored, no-filter takes on politics and culture.
Something to share with this group you did not tell us about?
Yes.
We heard.
Wasn't there?
But we heard.
We heard from someone else. But what was the big announcement that you had about you and the Oscars?
Yeah, Whoopi, you kept it a secret.
Do you want us to read this all online?
Come on, spill it.
Just spill it, Whoopi.
For over 15 years, she's been at the helm of The View, steering the conversation and sometimes steering it right into controversy. But this time, she took jabs at people that were way out of her league. She thought she could use her fame to make bold statements about bold personalities. But that, you must have heard the infamous statements about Melania Trump, and now Elon is on her list. She's got opinions. Heck, even her own co-hosts aren't safe. She's had public clashes with Meghan McCain, Sunny Hostin, and even Joy Behar, and they usually agree on everything. She's called out Elon Musk more than once, usually over his free speech absolutism and the way he runs X. But let's not forget her past scandals. She was suspended from The View in 2022 after making controversial comments about the Holocaust. She's mocked conservative guests and viewpoints, often leading to fiery debates, and of course her latest masterpiece, making fun of Elon Musk's son's name, X, while conveniently ignoring that her own name is literally Whoopi.
Yeah. I want to know, when did I say, hey, we need another agency next to NASA?
Yeah.
So when did we start paying for his stuff?
You talk about SpaceX overseeing FAA?
No. You know that he's going to be cutting.
Yeah.
Elon named her son X, because X, the unknown variable. AE is a symbol for artificial intelligence, AI, or love, and A12 is a reference to the Archangel 12 reconnaissance aircraft, known for its speed and efficiency. On the other hand, Whoopi's real name is Karen Elaine Johnson, totally normal. So how did Karen become Whoopi? Well, Whoopi has openly admitted that her stage name was inspired by a whoopee cushion. You know, the prank toy that makes embarrassing fart noises when someone sits on it. She once explained in an interview that when she was starting out in show business, she was gassy, yes, literally farting a lot, backstage, and people started calling her Whoopi as a joke, and she kept it. That's how Karen became Whoopi. As for Goldberg, well, she has claimed that the name was chosen because her mother felt having a Jewish-sounding last name would help her in Hollywood. So, in short, Whoopi Goldberg is neither her birth name nor a family name. It was a mix of fart jokes and career strategy.
No, my name is Karen.
Karen, that's right.
Karen Johnson, like the Tupperware.
Oh, that's right.
Hello. I'm so pleased to be here. I've brought the most wonderful Tupperware for you. And no, I'm a farter. And so we had a small theater in San Diego called the San Diego Rep. And it was that big, and there was no backstage. And so if you had to let it go, you had to let it go.
Oh, that's
And yet she's out here making fun of Elon Musk's son's name. The irony is almost too perfect. I mean, one name is based on futuristic technology and a love for science. The other is based on flatulence. But sure, let's pretend only one of them is weird. Many people have called it out. Personalities like Bill Maher and Joe Rogan have said she's out of touch. That's not the only thing she has said. You know how most billionaires stay behind the scenes, quietly funding politicians and avoiding the spotlight unless they're launching a new overpriced gadget? But that's not how Musk usually navigates. No, he's the kind of guy who will buy a platform like Twitter, rename it, change all the rules, and then roast his critics in 280 characters or less. He's taken shots at politicians, rival billionaires, journalists, and even his own employees. And then Whoopi comes in. Again, she called him out for acting like he was elected and accused him of ruining social media.
I've been saying that I think Elon Musk believes he's president. I do.
Well, you've been calling him vice president.
I've called him vice president. I called him president because I don't know what JD is doing.
On a recent episode of The View, Whoopi Goldberg decided it was time to take another swing at Elon Musk. This time, she went after his handling of free speech on X, calling it dangerous, and claiming that under his leadership, the platform has become a breeding ground for misinformation. Now, let's be real. Twitter was never exactly a beacon of truth and civility before Musk took over. But according to Whoopi, things have gotten way worse. She painted a picture of a digital Wild West where facts are optional and conspiracy theories run wild, all thanks to Musk's irresponsible leadership. Now, depending on who you ask, Twitter was either a mess before Musk took over or it became a mess because he took over. But Whoopi, she's convinced he's turned it into a dystopian wasteland.
It has been a little over a week since Elon Musk took over Twitter, and the place is it's a mess. I'm getting off. I'm getting off today because I just feel like, it's so messy. Yeah. And I'm tired of now having had certain kinds of attitudes blocked, and now they're back on. Yeah. And I'm going to get out, and if it settles down and I feel more comfortable, maybe I'll come back. But as of tonight...
She's not alone, though. A lot of celebrities rage quit Twitter after Musk took over, calling it toxic and chaotic. Whoopi herself dramatically announced she was leaving Twitter last year, only to quietly come back later. Because where else are people going to argue in real time about nonsense? Musk, of course, was not about to let that slide. He sarcastically thanked Whoopi for her deep wisdom on tech and free speech, then took it a step further by questioning whether The View has ever been accurate about anything. It hasn't exactly been smooth sailing for The View this season. The show is facing backlash for spreading misinformation, including legal trouble over some false statements about Trump. There's also been internal drama, with reports of co-hosts arguing over whether they should engage with Trump voters or just dismiss them outright. They've been called out multiple times for spreading misinformation, whether it's Joy Behar making false claims about politicians or Whoopi herself landing in hot water for controversial takes. So when Whoopi calls Musk's platform a misinformation machine, he was more than happy to remind her that her show isn't exactly a pillar of journalistic integrity either. Some say The View has become too predictable, pushing the same narratives without allowing real debate. But the real thing is this whole Whoopi versus Musk drama isn't just about two celebrities throwing shade at each other. The actual debate here is who actually controls the flow of information. Is it the mainstream media with its polished narratives and carefully curated outrage? Or is it the tech billionaires who now own the platforms where people actually get their news? And somewhere in between all of this is the battle between misinformation and free expression. Whoopi's issue with Musk, and let's be honest, the issue a lot of people in the media have with Musk, is that he doesn't play by their rules. Before he took over X, Twitter had a pretty cozy relationship with the mainstream media. They decided what stories got traction, who got banned, and what was labeled misinformation, even when it later turned out to be true. But Musk, he flipped the script. He restored banned accounts, reduced content moderation, and championed what he calls absolute free speech. To his critics, this means he's turning social media into a conspiracy theory free-for-all. To his supporters, he's breaking up the media's monopoly on what gets talked about.
It was the episode of you when you're on The View and I think it was 2015 or 2006, like when you were running for president.
Joe Rogan, unsurprisingly, has a lot to say about this. If there's anyone who loves calling out mainstream media, it's Rogan. He's been vocal about how The View and networks like CNN push false narratives while pretending to be the ultimate gatekeepers of truth. And he's not wrong. Remember when major networks dismissed stories as fake news only for them to be confirmed as true later? Rogan's also been pretty supportive of Musk's let people talk and figure it out themselves approach to free speech. To him, the media's panic over Musk's Twitter takeover is more about losing control than it is about actually fighting misinformation. And then, of course, we have Trump. The View has spent years tearing into Trump. Whoopi and the gang have called him every name in the book: racist, sexist, a threat to democracy, you name it. But the funny thing, once upon a time, before he became public enemy number one, Trump was actually a guest on The View, and they treated him very differently back then, laughing at his jokes, engaging in friendly conversation, and even asking him for business advice. Fast forward to today, and the show acts like he's the devil incarnate. The shift is staggering.
You got introduced as our friend Donald Trump.
That's right.
Whoopi Goldberg gives you a big hug and a kiss. Joy Behar gives you a big hug. Barbara Walters gives you a big hug. They all loved you.
So here's the actual appearance. Watch.
Donald Trump is a billionaire, a real estate mogul, and a television star. But does he really want to add President of the United States to his resume? A lot of people would like him to. Please, let's find out, and please welcome my friend, Donald Trump. We're so happy to have you. Whenever you're on, wherever.
So when you look at this broader fight, Musk versus Whoopi, social media versus mainstream media, free speech versus media control, it all boils down to the same question: who gets to decide what's true? And more importantly, why do certain people panic the moment they start losing that control? Now, will Whoopi fire back? I mean, The View thrives on controversy like it's their morning coffee. Personally, I don't think that's going to happen. She'll either double down on her criticism or brush it off with that classic, oh, please, I don't care what he thinks attitude, which, let's be real, always means they care.